Welcome back. What I wanted to talk about today is the idea of enlightenment, and more specifically what it's come to mean to me, because there's many definitions, and I feel like maybe in some ways it's overblown and thought of in a way that isn't true to experience or what it should mean on a day-to-day basis. So, in the most traditional sense, enlightenment means going beyond your sense of self and expanding into awareness of all things, to see the ground of being underlying all things, as it's talked about in Hinduism and in the perennial philosophy that's in all religions, and seeing that that's the true nature of the divine and the true nature of what is within you. But going beyond just that, there is also a unity of time, a realization that past and future are really just an eternal now that we live within in our own lives and in the cycle of the cosmic rhythm. It is all just one happening, and you can exist within that moment. So really, enlightenment throughout history and mysticism and all the different religions has meant unity in more than one sense. But something that's been on my mind recently, and that I'd like to kind of share with you here, is that enlightenment can mean more than that. Because enlightenment is all about perspective, not merely how you think about things, but how you see them, how you see things in different light as you move through your own experience. Because it's one thing to know something intellectually, but quite another to live in that realization and to live in that realization of unity. Most people have a preconceived notion of the way that things are, and because most other people believe that same idea, it reinforces that belief. But the thing is, what if our way of perceiving the world was incorrect? And that's the way it is for many people who have experienced in one profound moment that enlightenment. They see the world as it really is, and they think to themselves, how could I have not seen this all along? You know, nothing changes truly in their experience, it's just that internally they experience the world in a different manner. So enlightenment, in a sense, is taking off the blinders and seeing things as they really are. Often it happens in, one momentous moment where you suddenly become awakened, but it is also a day-to-day realization and an alignment with that space. Of course, this is just my definition and one that others have found helpful, but really all I intend to say here is don't get caught up into thinking that enlightenment is some lofty aspiration that you can't achieve in this lifetime. It's of the utmost importance that we, especially in this day and age, try to live in that realization and to move beyond our own selves and live in a space where we are able to help others and see others as part of ourselves. The Zen master Dogen had a really great quote that I think points to this truth, and he said, "To study the way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by all things." So this so-called state of enlightenment is really the ultimate reality and the ultimate truth of life in alignment with unity. So move beyond ignorance, find a spiritual path or a spiritual practice which helps you to do so, and move towards ultimately that realization of enlightenment. Realize that others will always dispute whether you are enlightened or whether I myself am enlightened, which I do not claim to be, but the important thing is that you have that realization and you begin to live your life in alignment with it. So if this resonated with you, leave your thoughts below and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.